Now, the rest of the story.
Alright, welcome back. Now the combine has finally moved. It left a big bald spot or bare spot in the yard, but that should pretty well recover. They're not calling for frost anytime soon, so all those guys that planted late corn sounds like they're going to be, for the most part, in the clear. But I got a few parts here we got to pick up. Junk. Has to go back to the dealership. Has to go back onto the combine. Everything on the front end is pretty well done, other than adding the contour lock and a bolt. So that should be good. As far as the yard here, we actually went around and seems how the combine sat for 4 weeks, right around there. We made sure any parts and pieces and tools were not sitting on the tires or anything else like that. That's why you go around it twice, because there was a screwdriver laying on one of the back tires that Ryan found. So the result of working in the yard like this, we got to go through with the magnet, pick everything up. Stuff like this is, well, the obvious stuff. The stuff that we're actually more worried about is the bolts and the burrs like this, that when the lawnmower hits it, turns them into miniature projectiles. Sounds fun until you actually do it. I've taken out a window or two doing that. There's actually a window out on the barn right now because of, I think it was actually just a rock. So that doesn't look all that important, but I've been surprised before. So yeah, the combine does look nice sitting in the machine shed. I'm just kind of getting tired of seeing it out in the yard. All of us are tired. We're tired of working on it. But the plan is tomorrow, at least that's the plan, we're going to pull this boot off, that end cap off. Hopefully the bearings aren't bad. I mean, we just did the bearings in there. The plan is to pull that auger out, pull that inner auger out, which it really shouldn't be that big of a deal, but the only thing is it's just going to be the two of us. Ryan and I working on it should be able to at least get it out. I mean, down is easy, so pulling everything out and getting it down to the ground shouldn't be too bad. The auger, this first auger here, the long one, we got to make sure we don't destroy that one, but it shouldn't be too bad. If all three of us were here, it's a lot easier because somebody could be in the skid steer moving us around, and then somebody can, two of us can be up there and actually wrenching on everything. The plan is probably the Bobcat in the bucket to get up there and move everything around, the JCB to pull that auger out or catch the auger if we need to. Then this needs to be greased, oil changed, filters, all their happy fun stuff. But harvest for us is a couple weeks away yet. I don't think we'll be harvesting any quite too soon. I was hearing October 15th is being thrown around quite a bit, not just by us, but just people in the area in general. But what they are saying, what we're hearing a little bit more of, is that soybeans will more than likely be ready to go before the corn is. And I'd be all for that if we could run our beans through in a couple days, switch it back over to corn, and then just focus on corn for the rest of the fall. I'd be okay with that. Soybeans are supposed to be really healthy. They look really good. That's what I keep getting told. A lot of pods on them, but there's a lot of fields in the area that are already turning yellow. Ours really aren't that much. Our beans have some areas in them that are starting to turn yellow, but that's about it. So I got a little waylaid today because I was dealing with that load of hay I had in here. It's currently unloaded. I had to take it over and get it weighed. And while I was doing that, Ryan went ahead and worked on his four-wheeler. You guys probably can't see much anyway because these do not pick up light. That really wasn't all that eventful, other than the fact that we did have a bit of a mishap that turned out to be eventful. What happened was that I was one that tore it apart. So I went through, got down to the starter, pulled the starter out. Well, there's a bunch of clamps and a couple bolts and those weird plastic push pins that they have. Got all those pulled out, got the starter. Ryan got the starter, and he wants his four-wheeler back. I don't blame him. I prefer the Hondas over the Polaris any day of the week. I mean, my wife can say what she wants, but I think the Hondas are a better machine. Ryan went through and was asking me what order that I took everything apart in so we could start going through and piecing it back together. He did great. He got it all back together without my help whatsoever. The only problem was that when we went to go start it, it was completely lifeless. There was no click, there was no nothing. If you guys, an example of what I'm talking about, when this thing starts, you turn the key, you can hear the fuel pump, you can hear a relay, and the dash and everything lights up. We didn't have anything. Turn the key on, starter, nothing. Well, when Ryan was putting it together, it was completely innocent. The way these things are made are kind of like cars, where everything is made exactly to the length that they need to be, or exactly to the right fit. So what happened is that the battery cable, the ground cable going from the battery that was grounded on the starter, did not get attached. The reason being is because in the disassembly process, I actually pulled it back into the harness, or back behind a big harness of wires, and you couldn't see it. I couldn't see it. So it actually took us about a half hour, 45 minutes of looking around, checking everything over to make sure it was okay, to finally realize, once I started tracing the ground wire back, because you know, you check your grounds, that wire was actually loose when I was pulling on it. Lo and behold, 2 minutes of taking a bolt back out of the starter. The only problem being is that it's kind of a tight fit to try to get in and get it loosened up, but hooked it up, and as you guys saw, it works just fine. So for how that other starter blew up, I'm grateful that at least it's fixed. 200 bucks later, nothing money can't fix. Pretty much everything in here from here over needs to be gone through. The 76, from dropping the oil out of it, I want to go through and change the oil filter, fresh oil in it. It has a lot of work ahead of it yet. We have about 60 acres, plus or minus 10 acres, that we got to cut and make yet. So we got to cut. It won't be raking. It might be tedding and then baling and then possibly hauling. It will be hauling something, if not hay, which it was hauling hay today, and pulling that gravity box. Yes, that easy trail back there, we will be using the 76 to haul grain with it. Just gonna be simpler. Yes, we have a semi, but for where we're gonna be hauling from and getting in and out of the driveways, that trailer actually sits pretty low. And we know for a fact that we can't get into my place with that trailer. So I'm okay with it. It doesn't bother me one bit. So I gotta run my 76 up and down the road. Am I really gonna hurt the tires? Yeah, there's gonna be some wear and tear on them. They're Michelins. I've had overall good experiences with them so far. I've been told pretty confidently by everybody that's ran them that I more than likely, especially for how much I actually run on the road, it seems like I run it a lot, but I don't. 10 years is pretty reasonable to expect out of these tires. And they said that my biggest concern is going to be the sidewalls cracking out, not wearing out the tread. So they said that they got a lot of guys that actually complain about Michelins because they'll be 10, 15 years old and the sidewall breaks out, cracks out, and the tread is still about half there. And the problem is people that tend to leave them sit outside in the sun for long periods of time. Basically, I was told if you're not using it, get it in the shed. So generally, that is the rule we have around here. Obviously, that sat outside just trying to work on it and not having to walk around it in here. But the baler's ready to go. The disc bind needs to get back up here so I can go through the cutter bar again and get ready for one last push of hay. That is, let's just say we're all happy with where it's at right now compared to what it was 4 weeks ago. And then clean the cabs out, wash everything up so it can get dirty again for harvest. Isn't that right, buddy? Yeah, he's giving me the look. He wants to go home. It's a good idea. So, this is a maintenance week. I'll try to catch what I can. I know everybody has their own opinions about what they like and what they don't like about my videos. Some people like this video like I just did. Some people like riding in the tractor videos, which more of those in the 46 and the 82 and the combine are going to be happening. It's inevitable. I mean, can't stop it. And everybody likes their own style of videos. I try to mix it up as much as I can, but this is like a day-to-day life of the farm. Anybody that's new to the channel that hasn't been around long enough to really see the different aspects of what we show throughout the year. So yeah, you guys are seeing the slow maintenance week just like I am. So all right. Oh man, he's dirty. So, take care, take it easy, keep in touch. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.